What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and welcome to a little video topic that I wanted to talk about for quite some time, and that is nostalgia. You think about it, nostalgia is pretty big in the discussion of life, to be honest. It's so damn often that I hear where people may bring up, oh man, this brings me back memories as a kid, or it brings me back memories to like 2 years ago, which is so funny. And nostalgia for a lot of people can sometimes cloud their judgment on the things they play, watch, do, I don't know, whatever. Like, nostalgia is a pretty powerful thing for a lot of people. For me personally, I don't really give a fuck nostalgic wise. And I know some people may point out, like, hey, isn't your favorite game Super Mario Galaxy? Super Mario Galaxy is the game that got me into gaming. It wasn't my first game though. That's what I will say. A lot of people, like, your first blah blah will be your favorite blah blah, and a lot of people think it has to do with nostalgia. But in the end of the day, it's not like Super Mario Galaxy is a critically failure of a game. Most people would tell you it's one of the greatest games of all time. I mean, it's one of the highest rated video games of all time. It's really just a game that opened my eyes into saying, holy shit, you could do this with games? It wasn't my first game. I've played definitely a bunch of games before that. How does nostalgia affect you? Does it cloud your judgment for a lot of games? Because for some people think that franchises are built upon nostalgia. People literally say, hey, Nintendo, and I keep saying Nintendo because, to be fair, Nintendo's a big part of a lot of people's childhoods at times. And that's why a lot of them buy Nintendo games now, is that they continue to play those games. I just call bullshit on that, to be honest. The reason I call bullshit on that is because, again, a lot of these games are critically acclaimed. It's not like they're just bad games or anything. And so it's like, oh, it's so good because I was a kid when I played it. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit here and defend something like Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. You know what I'm saying? That I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe it is good, but like, I mean, come on, what the fuck is that bullshit in the end of the day? For instance, something like Jurassic Park was my favorite movie of all time as a kid. But again, it's a critically acclaimed movie. So when I watched it as an adult, I saw it with a new pair of eyes, and it was almost like seeing it for the first time, where I was like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't notice as a kid that it makes it even better, the movie, for me. And a lot of kids growing up today, I know for a fact, are going to say literally 5 years from now, because apparently that's nostalgic nowadays, is that Fortnite is nostalgic as hell. I've heard there are people that say Modern Warfare 2 is nostalgic as hell to them. I've seen people say Black Ops 2 is nostalgic to them. That's 2012? I mean, that's only 7 years ago. Like, how how close is it that it becomes nostalgic? That's way too close. And I think that's another thing, is that people love to throw the word nostalgia so fast. And it's like, 7 years isn't that long ago. Yes, you definitely grew up, or even if you are 30 years old going into 37 now, 37 between 30, there's probably a lot of things that have changed in your life. Yes, 7 years is a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, really not. So when I constantly see and hear people saying, oh, this is so nostalgic for things that happened 2 years ago, it's just like, oh, come on, all right, you're throwing the word out too quick. Like, nostalgic 2 years ago, really? And I feel like a lot of franchises are thrown under the bus because some people, again, this is obviously not majority, but some people feel like it's just because of nostalgic reasons. Whether it's a Mario or a Star Wars or a Halo, everyone always talks about back in the day, my Halo, college, and used to play couch co-op, all that kind of stuff. Those were the days, and a lot of people love to reminisce. And I just think, does that affect people's opinions on current products? Does it affect you? Honestly, let me know. I'm not going to judge you on it. I'm not going to say, what? Dude, you're dumb for doing that. But for me, I don't like to do that because it makes no sense. It's a different product. It's a different time. It's a different era. It's a different whatever. You have to judge it based on what it is. I'm not going to be like, oh, I love Super Mario Odyssey so much because I used to play Super Mario Galaxy when I was 9. I love it. What? Like, to me, it's like, what does that even mean? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And it's like, it brings me back to the time when I was 9. I don't want to be 9 years old again. What the fuck? What's a 9-year-old? I mean, no offense to no 9-year-olds, but trust me, when you do get older, life gets better. At least for me. You know, maybe not for everyone. But you have the freedom to do more things and experience new things with your own income and your own blah, blah, blah. I know that's a lot. It's just a very huge topic, I feel, nostalgia. And I feel that some people kind of place that and use it as a reason to make something sound better or make something sound worse. One side may be like, they're just appealing to nostalgia. Fuck that. Or people would be like, man, this makes me reminds me of my childhood. This is great. You know, something like that. For me, I'll be honest, I've never felt that. I've never felt like, ooh, this brings me back to the days when I was a kid. What? It's a new game. I don't it doesn't trigger any memory because I've never played it. It doesn't exist until that time that I played it. And so, like, I don't know, I've just never understood that. And even stuff when they do throwbacks, you know, like Force Awakens, a lot of people like to say that it's very much like A New Hope, and that's why a lot of people enjoy it. Some people say, I don't agree, but whatever. You know, some people think that, and so it takes them back. They see those characters that they've loved again. Mario Odyssey with the whole Peach's Castle from Mario 64 gets people in that idea of like, wow, yo, it's like Mario 64 back when I was a kid. But to me, it's not that. It's just a cool shout out. Like, whoa, that's fucking dope. And some people, maybe they'll say, well, it's because you didn't grow up with Mario 64. But again, you could talk about Jurassic World. Jurassic World had a bunch of, hey, you remember Jurassic Park? I enjoy those moments, but it's not like, it's like, oh, I remember back in the day when I used to watch Jurassic Park on my VHS, because I had a VHS for some reason. I probably shouldn't have. I should have had a DVD by then, but we didn't have that money. So, hey, that's fine. I'll take a VHS, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm very just indifferent on the idea of nostalgia. I get why companies would want to appeal to it because in the end of the day, there are people that, I don't want to say fall for it because it sounds negative. And again, if you feel some sort of way when you're playing something and it brings you back to some place, hey man, that's cool and I'm glad you're like that. But for me, I view every individual product as that, its own individual product. No matter what type of shout out or callback it does. How am I going to be nostalgic for Black Ops 1 when I could boot up Black Ops 1 and play it now and just enjoy it? It doesn't take me back to the days. I remember back in the days and they were fun days. I enjoyed those days. Do not get me wrong. But they existed and they happened. And I could still go back and do somewhat of those days. And I guess it depends on the person because there are times when I did play Modern Warfare 2 and I played with my friends that are no longer friends with me. I have those memories with those friends that are no longer friends, and maybe people just miss that time, that era. And maybe currently they're not very happy. And maybe that's what it has to do. And maybe that's what it boils down to, is that they feel like that time in their life is better than what is going on right now in their life. And if that's the case, it sucks and it's sad. And I could understand. You know, I could understand why you do maybe feel a way like that. And I guess that's a pretty dark, sad topic. But maybe that's why. I don't know. I have no clue. Because I personally don't feel that way. I view every product as its own individual self. I don't look at a upcoming Pokemon game and think, oh man, back in my day when I used to play Pokemon. Because I didn't play Pokemon like that. And so there's no nostalgia for anything. Some people may bring up, dude, you like Rayman, you love Rayman Raving Rabbids. Yeah. And I know I made a video on that. I'm like, is it because of nostalgic reasons? Maybe. But I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because Rayman Raving Rabbids was like the best minigame collection for Wii. Obviously, other than like the Mario parties. That was like the main one. It was the one that started it all. And I'll admit, man, the Rayman Raven Rabbids franchise fell off after a certain time. It doesn't cloud my judgment of a game because of nostalgia reasons. I don't go to Alive and Kicking and be like, man, this shit's fucking great because there's Rabbids and it makes me feel like when I was 11. You know what I mean? Or I guess it'd be 9 or whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter what age. All I'm saying is that nostalgia is a weird topic, and I think it's a cool topic to talk about. And this is honestly just a ramble because there's so many different ways you could discuss it. And I kind of wonder how you guys feel about nostalgia. Does it cloud your judgment on a game? Does it affect you in any way? Does it feel like I like a certain game because I used to play that franchise as a kid? Or do you feel that it doesn't cloud your judgment at all? Yeah, you had those memories as a kid, but they were exactly that, memories. And this game is so much different from every other game in the franchise, so why would I feel nostalgic for it? Just because there's a Mario guy, do you feel more inclined to speak positively on it because you grew up with something? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. For me, hell no. Hell no. I don't think so at all. For me, again, it's all me personally, and if you feel that way, that's fine. I'm not saying that's bad or anything, but it does technically not reveal your true feelings about something, technically, right? But for me, it's like I look at each game individually. I have no nostalgia for really anything. Again, Super Mario Galaxy 2, I've been playing it on my channel, and I've loved it like the first time I played it, if not more so. The reason is because I'm able to experience something at an older age. When you get older, you kind of appreciate the finer details, and I've been able to appreciate the finer details of Galaxy 2. And it's not because, oh, when I was younger. Like, no, to me, again, it's almost like a cop-out, but like, those are like critically fucking acclaimed games. Like, they're pretty highly praised. It's not like I'm just looking at it. It's because it's when I was a kid. Oh, it takes me back when I was a kid. So for me, no. I do have stories and I have memories of Galaxy 2 when I was younger. That younger self wouldn't appreciate exactly why I'm appreciating it now. So, I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic, and it's something that I don't know gets brought up so often because I always hear the word nostalgia get tossed around for so many different products and so many different things, and I'm like, does it really affect you that much, guys? Holy shit. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. Let me know. Does nostalgia affect why you would pick up a product? Why you wouldn't? Why you compare it to your own memories or something? You know. So let me know. Nostalgia is apparently one hell of a drug for a lot of people, and I don't know. It's an interesting little topic. So yeah, guys, this was a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to talk about it. I think it's an interesting topic. So let me know down in the comments below, does nostalgia affect the way you see a lot of your everyday games that you play? Let me know. And again, it doesn't for me, but if it does for you, again, not saying it's a bad thing, but also it kind of does maybe kind of skew your perception of things. Again, that's not a bad thing either. It's just an interesting little mental scientific topic that I have no science behind, but it's kind of cool. So I'll see you guys next time. If you didn't know I make music, it's always in the link below. Check out my latest Back of the Backlog, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, and I love you. That didn't sound genuine. I love you. All right, peace. What was that? I don't know how to do it. All right, peace.
Keep on breathing, but fuck you, death don't keep on cheating. But it's hard to believe I might not be here for the next season. Like these leaves on these trees, I'm falling all September. It makes me sad cause I remember I may not be here December. Please give me one more Christmas, please, I don't wanna miss them. It may be 13 degrees, but when I'm with my family